The Chronicle, Dawn of the End, May 15th. Torrential rains battered the Terran Dominion, dams crumbling, levees breached. Pestilence crept like a ghost, hungry for souls, May 23rd. A merciless sun scorched the earth at 43 degrees. Crops turned to ash, livestock collapsed, their bodies rotting under a relentless sky. May 26th, a blizzard howled, freezing the north. Power grids failed, communications died, and silence swallowed the world. May 27th, clear. Ethan Kane slammed his leather-bound notebook shut, his cold eyes fixed on the grime-smeared window. Today was the 27th, and after a week of apocalyptic fury, Junction City basked in an eerie calm. The sun painted the ruins gold, and survivors below dared to smile, clinging to fragile hope. They thought the worst was over, fools. The past week had been hell unleashed. Floods drowned coasts, tornadoes shredded cities, volcanoes erupted in molten rage, and hurricanes flattened entire regions. The planet, once humanity's cradle, had turned savage, its jaws wide. Millions were dead, countless others lost to the void. This was no mere disaster, it was the end of everything. Yet today the skies were blue, the plagues gone. Survivors emerged, their faces lit with cautious joy, as if the world could be kind again. Ethan's lips curled into a bitter smirk, heavy with dread. No hope softened his gaze. He alone knew what this day would bring. 3 hours from now, an eclipse would swallow the sun, plunging the world into 7 days of darkness. An energy storm would rip reality apart, unleashing horrors no mortal could imagine. Grotesque insectoids with chittering jaws, ravenous zombies with hollow eyes, wyverns with razor wings, ogres with endless hunger, and alien nightmares would flood the earth. The planet would become a slaughterhouse, humanity reduced to prey. Worse, the dead, those claimed by the disasters and those long buried, would rise, clawing from graves to feast on the living. Ants, roaches, and grasshoppers, once crushed underfoot, would swell into monstrosities. A mosquito could drain a man dry in seconds, its proboscis thick as an arm. Zoo animals, once tamed, would revert to primal fury. Elephants with gleaming tusks, pythons coiling 10 meters long, bears and tigers now bulletproof titans. In one night, the genetic chains of every species would shatter. Humanity, once lords of the earth, would be fodder for abominations. For some, this was the darkest age. Economies collapsed, tycoons and warlords became carrion, celebrities and heiresses reduced to broken shells. The elite, geniuses, beauties, prodigies died fast, their arrogance no match for survival's brutal rules. But for others, it was a twisted dawn. A few awoke with gifts: invisibility, flight, control over fire or beasts. Once outcasts, failed scholars, broken laborers, scavengers, they rose as awakened, their power carving a path through the chaos. The idols they once worshipped now knelt at their feet, their glory snuffed out. In one day, the world's order burned to ash, rewritten in blood. Some lived, their existence a torment worse than death. Some died, yet Ethan murmured, "What a cruel, wondrous twist," his unscarred hands spread wide. His steely eyes flickered with something raw, rebirth. For 10 years, he'd clawed through the apocalypse, his rare powers barely keeping him alive. The Dark Age had scarred him, body and soul, leaving him a husk. Technology's noble ideals, love, loyalty, compassion, had crumbled. Humans turned feral, lovers betrayed, kin slaughtered, parents devoured their own. A crust of bread sparked duels. A single weapon ignited bloodshed. Survival of the fittest ruled. Ethan learned too late. Compassion was a noose. He'd saved the weak only to be betrayed, ambushed, and broken. His end came in a stone forest torn apart by insects and beasts. Yet fate, that fickle god, had other plans. Reborn on the eve of the apocalypse, memories flooded his mind like a tidal wave. His true power wasn't his combat skills or knowledge of monsters, it was his clarity. He saw the world's brutal truth. While others stumbled in naive hope, Ethan Kane needed no time to harden his heart. The streets below buzzed with fleeting joy, but Ethan's gaze was cold. The eclipse was coming. The horrors would rise. Humanity would fall, but he was ready. This time he'd carve his own path through the carnage, no mercy, no hesitation. The world had broken him once, never again. As the sun dipped low, Ethan stepped into the ruins, his shadow long and unyielding. The end was here, but so was his beginning. Want to know what happens next? Grab the full book on Amazon, or follow me to dive deeper into this epic saga.